Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova, Happy New Year. Welcome and thank you for joining us for Rosh Hashanah. I'm sure that the question you all have on your minds is how these high holidays will be different than all other high holidays. Remember the four children of the Agada? The wise one asked his parents, how come no one is rushing us to finish dinner and get to the temple before all the snowbirds take all the good parking lot? You explained to her that the pandemic is still going on and it's not really safe to put so many people together in the sanctuary. But aren't we grateful for technology that allows us to connect to Temple Beth and to each other? The wicked one is storming in and he says, that's nonsense. How can we celebrate high holidays staring at a stupid computer screen? I'm going upstairs to watch something new on Netflix. To him you explained that he cannot watch anything new on Netflix. He had already watched everything there, at least 5 times. The innocent one, you just remind her that she has the best singing voice in the family and you're looking forward to sing with her. And the one who cannot ask, you ask for him. Isn't it wonderful that your wise sister knew how to connect the computer to the large screen TV and now we can all watch our clergy up close and make sure that they really keep 6 feet apart from each other? Our friend Leah Frankel is turning 80 today. And in honor of her birthday, we asked her to lead us in the lighting of Shabbat and Rosh Hashanah candles from her house.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת ויום טוב.
It doesn't happen every year, but every once in a while, Shabbat and Rosh Hashanah happen on the same day. We're about to join together in the words of what can only be described as a poem written specifically for Shabbat, but we have the opportunity tonight to welcome in those angels with the words of Shalom Aleichem. Please join us.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharim, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Malachim L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Malachuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu.
We read the announcement for the new Jewish year. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, יהי רצון שנזכה לברכותיך בשנת 5781. Our God and God of our ancestors, may we know your blessing in the year 5781. Eternal One, bless us and the whole house of Israel with renewed life, happiness and peace, comfort and courage, resilience and strength. May the words of our heart be acceptable to you in the new year that stretches before us. We are forever grateful for the gift of life.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. אמן.
It's now time for the call to worship, the call to community. Traditionally, the words of the Baruch Hu, we would all rise together. If you're able, if you're willing, wherever you're watching from, I invite us all to rise now. You can also take this opportunity to wish each other Shana Tova, wish each other a happy new year in the chat box. Let us know who you are, let us know where you're watching from, and in just a moment we'll all join together.
Yeah.
continue with the evening prayer. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your great name fills the universe with majestic might. Your word creates twilight and dusk, and your wisdom opens the gates of night. Your discernment separates the changing seasons and causes the passage of time. The stars arrayed across the sky reveal your design. You roll out the cycle of darkness and light, shaping day and night. You sweep away day and carry the world into nightfall, setting day apart from nighttime. You are God of all we can perceive and all that is beyond our perception. Living, eternal God, be our sovereign until the end of time.
Umavir yom, umevin laila, umavdil bin yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai,
Before we join together in the words of the Shema, let's take this opportunity to sit up a little bit straighter in our seats, to let our feet both firmly press against the floor. Uncross your hands, close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. See if you can feel those tiny muscles covering your head as they begin to relax, and we come to a place where we're able to hear our own breath. Let's take a deep breath. And let it out. If you listen carefully, you can hear the sound of your own heartbeat. Let's take another deep breath in and let it out. And as we sit, as we listen to the sounds of our bodies, use this moment to place an intention before you. As we enter this new year of 5781, what are those things that you wish will become reality? What are those things that we can change, that we can move ourselves? Let's take a deep breath in and let out all of the crud, all of the dirt that we carried with us from this year gone by. And let's take one more deep breath in. And as we let it out, we begin this year anew. As we join together in the words that our ancestors' ancestors have been reciting since the beginning of the Jewish people. We join together in the words of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
And now we open our eyes.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Then these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart. You shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you're sitting in your house, when you're walking by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise, and when you rise. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hand. They shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
We rise now, if you are able, for the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'konei HaKol Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot U'mevii Geulah libnei v'neihem Lema'an Shemo be'yavad Zochreinu lechaim Melech hafetz b'chaim Zochreinu lechaim Melech hafetz b'chaim V'chotmeinu b'sefer ha'chaim L'klancha Elohim chaim Elohim chaim V'chotmeinu b'sefer ha'chaim L'klancha Elohim chaim L'klancha Elohim chaim Melech Ozer, Moshiach Umani, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטעם. מחכה חיים וחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיינו דתו, אישי עפר. מחבוך בגבורות, ומדולל מלך פנימית ומחיה, ומצליח ישועה. מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן
When we read about Leah, one of our foremothers or matriarchs, it makes us want to cry. Leah was married to Jacob, who never loved her. In fact, he hardly even noticed her existence. When Jacob first went to Laban's house, he got smitten by Rachel, Leah's younger sister, who is described as beautiful and shapely, and he completely ignored Leah, who had soft or weak eyes. When Jacob asked Laban to marry Rachel, Laban told him that he had to work for 7 years, which Jacob happily did. In fact, the Torah tells us that since Jacob loved Rachel so much, the 7 years seemed in his eyes like they were only few days. But then, in the morning after the wedding, Jacob woke up and realized that he did not marry the love of his life, Rachel, but he married Leah, the older, less physically attractive sister. We don't know how it happened. Maybe Laban wanted to help his daughter to get married. Maybe Leah believed that Jacob will learn to love her. But we know that it didn't work this way. Jacob was furious and disappointed when he realized that he was deceived. He went to Laban and said, "Why did you do it to me? Why did you cheat me?" And Laban said, "If you want Rachel, you have to work 7 more years," which Jacob did. But throughout all that time, Jacob loved only Rachel and not Leah. And here something remarkable happens. Despite the fact, or maybe because Jacob did not notice Leah, God did. And God offered Leah a blessing that he did not give her sister, the blessing of children. So Leah gave birth to her firstborn son and named him Reuben, which means God has seen me, from the Hebrew verb ra'ah. God has seen me, God has noticed my pain and gave me a son. And now, when I present a son to my husband, he will learn to love me as well. But that was not the case. Jacob did not love her. And then she gave birth to a second son and called him Simeon, from the Hebrew word Shama, like in Shema Israel, to hear. As she said, God has heard my crying, my prayers, and gave me another son. But the second son also did not change Jacob's attitude towards her. She had a third son whom she named Levi, saying, "Now my husband will be attached to me, no longer dreaming of love, but at least will have some attachment to me." Only that did not happen. And then she gives birth to a fourth son, and we expect her to name him after the longings of her heart, for her husband to love her, but no, she calls him Yehudah, Judah, which means, "I thank God." And this is remarkable when you think about it. Leah, with all her pain, being so disappointed that Jacob never loved her, that her marriage is not the marriage she was hoping for, still found deep within her a true sense of gratitude. Rabbi Simeon Bar Yochai in the Talmud says that Leah was the first person ever to thank God. But when we read the Bible, we see it's just not true. Many people thanked God before Leah, But Leah was the first person ever to thank God, not when things were good, not when life was wonderful, not when their dreams were fulfilled, but when she was in pain, when she was disappointed. The story of Leah has helped me tremendously during this time of the pandemic. Like many of you, I was not doing great. I was worried. I was scared. This sense of uncertainty definitely didn't help. But I remember one day I felt this immense sense of gratitude. Not simply gratitude for not getting sick, for not losing a loved one, or for still having my job, but gratitude that came from a deeper place, a place of true humility. When I noticed how the entire world got on its knees because of one microscopic virus, how can you not feel humble? And when you feel humble, all of a sudden there is a place to God in your life. It's not only I and me. I was aware that so much that I have is not because of my hard work. It's because of God's grace. There is so much in my life and in your life that you did not do anything to deserve it. It all comes from God. You did not do anything to deserve where to be born, to have an access to education that so many people in the world don't have, to a health system, to be born into a loving family. The Torah emphasizes that it's not only hard to be grateful when things are bad, but sometimes it's even harder to be grateful when things are really good, because then you forget where your blessings came from. You feel entitled. It's me. It's my skills. It's my intellect that got me to where I am. It's not. Yes, you did work hard to be successful, but everything else that you have that made you being successful came from God. And this feeling of true gratitude made me think about everything in my life that I'm grateful for. And on top of my list is Temple Beth Am and you, my friends. I want to thank you for a few things. First, I want to thank you for learning new technology. Until several months ago, I know that many of you never heard of Zoom, Facebook Live, Google Meet. And now you became experts. I know it was hard. I know how frustrating it is. Even for some of us who have been using this technology for a while, we use it for small things like attending some classes or meetings, but we never had to run a preschool on Zoom as we did. A religious school, services, Passover, the entire synagogue we had to run on Zoom and live stream and other technology. And you learned. You did it because you wanted to keep in touch with us, and you wanted to enable everyone else to feel connected. We cannot connect in person, but we can connect through technology. And when you realize how it works, you came up with wonderful programs and activities, Sisterhood and Men's Club had lunch meetings, lecture series, cooking Zoom lessons, even happy hour, all to connect to others and to allow them to connect and to be part of Temple Beth Am. Thank you. I also want to thank you for allowing us to be imperfect, sometimes even grossly imperfect. You allowed us to try things, to fail, to correct mid-course, to admit that what we thought would work didn't work and we'll never do it again. You didn't put a pressure on us to know how to do things that we don't. When you asked me how can we do a funeral when the majority of the family is not even here, I told you, no, I don't know. I've never done it before, but I have a cell phone, I have a tripod, and I have a Zoom subscription. I'll do the best I can. And you said, that's all we're asking of you. Thank you. And when you asked me how to do a Shiva, I said, I don't know. Because the whole idea of a Shiva is for everyone to come together, to be close in the house, to hug, to comfort, and we cannot do it. So we tried to do it over Zoom, and it was beautiful. Some of the Shiva services we had were among the most meaningful in my entire life, and I know that we'll continue to do it. And you had the same attitude for Bnei Mitzvah, for Passover, for other services. It was okay to mess up. It was okay to make mistakes, to try to fail. I ask myself, how come some of the greatest rabbis led their communities in a path that brought risk to their lives as well as to other people, when they had these huge gatherings for services, for holidays, for weddings, for funerals? I can tell you two things about these rabbis. One, they are not bad people. They are very good people who will never knowingly do anything that may hurt anyone, especially a member of their community. And number two, they're very smart. So why did they do it? Because they didn't have the privilege of not knowing. They felt the pressure always to have an answer. And when you're under pressure like that, in a situation that you never experienced before, and this is our predicament, this COVID-19, you try to give an answer, you often give the wrong one. We didn't have to fake knowing all. I really want to thank you for checking in on us. Some of you called me simply to ask how I was doing. How is my family? You told me that you read an article in the paper that said that clergy get it really tough now because they're worried about their own lives and their families, and then they have to help other families with similar worries. And when I asked, what can I do for you? You said, no, I'm calling to ask, what can I do for you? It was so meaningful. Thank you. And I want to thank you for allowing us to stick to our true values and mission statement. You know, we're one of the only synagogues in the area that opens the online services to the entire world. Most synagogue opens it only to their members, to those who pay. It might make sense financially, But when we read our mission statement that says that we are here to serve all the Jews of the area, and when it's online, all the Jews in the world, help them to live Jewishly, how can we prevent them from joining us for the high holidays, especially during this year, when they really need to feel connected to God, to other Jews, to a larger community? And I hope that you'll join me in the last expression of gratitude. And this is for the staff and volunteers of Temple Beth Am. We never closed the synagogue. We shifted some activities from in-person to online, but we did not stop anything. Sometimes we worked from home, but when we were needed here, we came here. The teachers of our preschool came to work in early June as we opened our camp, because we need to open the camp to allow parents to go to work. We had services here on this bima and this beautiful sanctuary every Shabbat, because we knew that for some of you, it provides comfort. Just to see your beloved synagogue. Thank you, my friends at Temple Beth Am. The fourth son of Leah, Judah, or Yehudah, is the direct ancestor of the Jewish people. We're called Yehudim after Yehudah, or Jews after Judah, because we are the people who know how to be grateful even when our hearts are broken. My heart is a little broken because I'm still worried about the pandemic. But at the same time, it is full with gratitude. Gratitude for you, my friends, and gratitude to God and all of God's blessing. Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova, and stay safe.
We rise now, if you are able, for Avinu Malkeinu.
We continue responsively. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Kolenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu Chamol Aleinu Ve'al Aleinu V'Tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our families.
Avinu Malkeinu Kale Dever V'Cherev Ve'Ra'av Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Avinu Malkeinu Kale Kol Tsar U'Mastin Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotveinu Besefer Chaim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu Choneinu Ve'aneinu Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim. Asei Manu Tzedaka V'Chesed Ve'Hoshi'enu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu V'aneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu V'aneinu, Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim.
we begin to conclude our service with the words of Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days, and those who died at this season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be a blessing in this new year and always. Please join me as we're saying the words of the mourner's prayer, Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal ve'itkadash shmei Rabba. Be'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'beyomechon u'b'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'bizman kariv ve'imru amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה ולעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
We join together in the words of the Kiddush. If you have some wine handy, hopefully you'll join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
L'chaim. We're not going to do a motzi because we assume that all of you already had dinner, but there's always some room for something sweet if you have some cake or, as I have, cookie. Join me in the blessing. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niya bidvaro.
Amen.
And with this version of the priestly benediction, we want to wish you all Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova. See you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
May God bless you and grant